I'm going to address these two videos that are circulating right now at the same time in my video because they obviously match. Anton Daniels is talking about, ladies, you really going to leave your husband simply because he's cheating? And then we have a couple where this man is cheating on his wife, and the wife is speaking, and you can just see the hurt all over her face. I'm first going to address Anton Daniels. I'm not going to play the clip of Anton Daniels talking, but I did write notes of what he was saying. He says, ladies, you've been with this man through thick and thin, right? He's the father of your kids, structuring your household. You've loved on him, all of that. He had a moment of weakness or a couple of moments of weakness. From a selfish perspective, are you going to let someone else benefit from all of that your husband is becoming as a result of you being emotional in that particular moment? Are you going to throw your whole marriage away, just because you're emotional over some sex? It seems bigger than it really is. So now that I've told you what he said in this video, which is not very much, literally no substance, he is literally minimizing what happens when you cheat. Now I'm going to talk about what he is really saying. So, ladies, as he is saying, you've been with this man through thick and thin. You have been there. You're structuring your household because that is what you do as a woman. You have structured your household. You're taking the kids. You've loved on that man. And how does he repay you? He leaves your home. He lies to you about where he's going. He takes your money that he could be putting into the household, and he is using that on other women. He's dating other women. If he's leaving work, that means that there is money that is coming away from your household. So that is how he's repaying you. He's repaying you by taking his time, energy, and resources other places while you are putting your time, energy, and resources into your home, kids, and to loving on your husband. He had a moment, or as he says, a couple of moments of weakness. He minimizes the impact of cheating. He is literally saying that this is nothing. When you're a cheater, it is a lot of lies that have built up. You have to lie about where you are. You have to lie about being monogamous. You have to lie to my face and say that you love me when you really can't love me if you are out there screwing other people behind my back. Cheating is not just a couple of moments of weakness. It is several lies and several failures of integrity on top of each other. So this man is literally trying to minimize what cheating is. Cheating is, for me, no, it is unforgivable. Yes, if I found out that my husband was cheating, we wouldn't have a foundation for a marriage anymore because that foundation would have been shattered. And then he's trying to appeal to women. He says, from a selfish perspective, are you going to let someone else benefit from all of the things your husband is becoming? So he's not even there. So he's becoming all of these things because we're in a relationship together. And now he's going to go off and, take all of that potential with him. And to that I say, okay, go. Yes, because if he is not, why am I tripping over something that he's becoming and he's not fully formed? Absolutely, he can go. He says, you're going to throw your whole marriage away just because you're emotional over some sex? It seems bigger than it really is. And it really is because it is bigger than what it really is, because it's not just sex. It is a lack of integrity. It's a lack of trustworthiness. You're putting my health in danger, physically, emotionally, financially. All of that is being put in jeopardy, all because you lack discipline. Some of these people want to be community peen. And what wives should do, wives who have community peen husbands, just release them. That way you can take, as the wife, your time, energy, resources, all your finances, and pour it into your household without the community peen taking up some of those things. A community peen husband does not deserve your time, energy, and resources pull all of that back, because what really the side chick, the multiple side chicks, they benefit from what you're doing in the home. He has the time, energy, and resources to go off and be community peen simply because he has a wife in the household. So that's the reason why you need to snatch that back. And then that brings me to this video clip. This lady seems genuinely happy to be with her husband. Look at her smile. She is genuine. She seems happy. She says, I just want to give a shout out to my husband for Father's Day. And like literally she's showing him off. She's putting him on video on her live. And then in the next video clip, you could see the hurt. This picture right here. You could see the hurt on her face as she's talking about her husband cheating on her, and that like this is not the first time, but now he is taking money and giving it away. So taking money out of their household and giving it to somebody else. She's like, I work hard. So this man literally has the gall and the nerve to, like, this woman is going off to work, working, and now he is taking money from their household that could benefit her. Like she could literally, if he has $1,000 every 2 weeks to benefit somebody else's household, that meant that she could have set her butt down. She didn't have to work that hard. She is working extra hard to help support another woman. That's the reason why it's not just because you have a couple of you just being emotional, like Anton Daniels says. No, it's a violation. It's a violation of my time, energy, and resources so that you can go off and be undisciplined and have community pain. You got to let that person go because he is harming you physically, because he could be bringing home STD. So he's harming you physically. He's harming this woman emotionally, and he's harming this woman financially. That's money that she's out here working extra hard so this man could give away $2,000 from their household. The nerve, the gall. It is not simply a matter of a woman being emotional.
I want to tell my husband Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, wife. Appreciate it. I want to get this booty hanging from a bridge right here.
Cheating. This morning I got a call from a young lady. She been in a relationship with my husband for 5 years since he been dealing with multiple, women. For the last 2 years, my husband leave out the house at 7:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. and don't come. I work extra hard. This girl said my husband give her $1,000 every 2 weeks for her bills and stuff like that. She told me she lied about her name. She told me everything that I never fucked nobody on. Never fucked nobody. I know two, 3 different people for a fact. I know he fucked. We went through a lot. We got past that shit. But I'm just tired of being number one when I know it's somebody out there that want to call me, that want to talk to me, that wants to be around me, that, you know what I'm saying?
And we can talk to y'all and we can do whatever y'all say. But at the end of the day, this is my wife. I love her. We going through something right now. She hurt. But we going to make it right. We going to make it right. People go through things. We go through things. So, I mean, it is what it is.
When this man is walking with her on her live, holding her, she just looks so hurt. Like literally her face right there. She just cannot believe that she has been with this man through thick and thin, through all of these ups and downs, helped him become the man that he is currently becoming, done all of that, structuring their household, loved on him, all of that, like Anton Daniels said, for him to go out and do that to her. So go ahead. Let me know what you think about all of this. But what I say is leave these cheaters. And y'all could probably hear the dog. That's one of the co-workers outside. They're having a rowdy meeting, so sorry. I'm not going to redo this clip. Anyways, let me know what you think about all of this. I am team leave that man where he lands so that he can go off and be community peen and out of your hair. Let me know what you think though. This post is a hot mess. Y'all should probably know that I do not like jokes. I don't like pranks. But as I skimmed through this, I feel like there's also DARVO in here. And DARVO, remember, stands for Deny, Attack, Reverse Victim Offender. So as I read this post, see if you see DARVO and call it out as I'm saying it. I will just read this straight through. She says, my boyfriend tested me by faking an affair, then got mad I didn't forgive him. Off bat, red flags. All right, so she says, she's 26, he's 28. She says, I've been with my boyfriend for almost 3 years. We've had our ups and downs, but always came back stronger until last week. Out of nowhere, he left his phone face up on the couch while he went to shower. A message popped up from a girl I didn't know. Last night was amazing. Hope your girlfriend didn't notice. Kissy face emoji. I froze. My heart dropped. I felt like throwing up. I didn't say anything until he came out. Then I handed him his phone and said, you want to explain this? He laughed, then said it was a test. He had his cousin text him pretending to be a side chick to see how I'd react. I thought, if I thought he cheated. His reasoning, if you really trust me, you wouldn't jump to conclusions. I lost it. I told him that that was emotional manipulation, not a trust experiment. He got defensive and said I failed the test by not giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's been sulking ever since and said maybe we're not compatible long term if I can't understand his sense of humor. My gut says this is insane, but he's so convinced he did nothing wrong. I'm starting to question myself. Is it me? Do you all see where this is DARVO? So DARVO is a manipulation tactic where you bring a real invalid issue to your partner or to anybody. DARVO can be done with anybody. They take that situation and flip it on his head, smack it up, flip it, rub it. No, that doesn't go there. But still, it gets flipped on his head to where you think that you're the problem. So she obviously had an issue with supposedly, this test. She brings it up to him. He denies it. He says, you are not understanding. I did not do anything wrong. He denies it, and then he attacks her. He says, you're the problem. You're jumping to conclusions. And now he has reversed victim offender. You're the one jumping to conclusions. You are saying that I did something wrong. And because you said that I did something wrong, he's saying that he is now the victim. The man is now the victim. She literally looked at this phone and saw a kissy face emoji talking about, does your girlfriend know? Yeah, of course a girlfriend is going to ask some questions. What kind of benefit of the doubt is she supposed to give in this situation? Is she just supposed to not say anything? That would be kind of strange. The girlfriend doesn't know what. Would anybody just sit on that type of information without? Like, what do they think when they plan these things out? And I did check out some of the comments. They were like, dude is probably just outright cheating. And this is his way to deflect away, talking about this is a test. This is a test in his brain. And he's saying she failed the test. She's the problem. I don't know if I could be with you long term. And now this woman is confused, like, did I do something wrong? She's now confused. That is precisely what DARVO is supposed to do. DARVO makes you think that you're the problem. And then sometimes when they really do DARVO well, they have the first person like saying, I'm sorry, I apologize. Like the person gets so confused that they really think that they did something wrong. This woman did nothing wrong. He's an a-hole. These manipulations, these tests, these pranks, this is not how you have a healthy situation. But on the one end, he's just a prankster, jokester, manipulator. On the other hand, he's a cheater. Either way, it's like not a good situation. So I think you should take him at his word and say, you know what, you're right. I failed. We're not compatible. And then just let him leave. The first person says, if he really trusted you, he wouldn't test you. And then Lizard Possum says, and even the test is to See if she will accept him cheating? The F. There aren't just a whole lot of reasons why he'd want to know that. Exactly. Why are you testing for that? That's not a test that you need to like troubleshoot or anything. Glow dimple pie, that's interesting. Says, like, for real, why is the test how okay are you with me being trash? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's no making this make sense. The Crazy Rainbows says, or he did cheat and he's saying it was a test. I really can't comprehend. The person at the bottom says, could be. Defiant Chapter says, that's for sure the side chick actually messaging. OP needs to leave real quick and be happy she dodged a bullet. The Crazy Rainbow says, I've listened to Reddit stories on YouTube with these types of situations. Can't source it directly because I listen to a lot, but Charlotte, THT, and scaling stories. It's usually them actually cheating. No Tip says this, 10,000% what happened. He has just been planning and practicing his reaction just in case he was ever caught. Fair Name says he just wants to break up. It's to see if she would jump to conclusions. How is just asking him to explain himself jumping to conclusions? Late Butterfly says, right. Was she just supposed to not even ask questions? If that was the case, how would he even know if she's seen the text or not? Plus, there aren't a lot of ways to interpret that message. It would be one thing if the message was more ambiguous and could be interpreted multiple ways, some of which are innocent, to see if she automatically jumps to the worst possible interpretation. But this message doesn't even really do that, especially not with the kissy face at the end. Exactly. Not that I condone that either, just saying at least the logic would actually logic, which it currently doesn't. There's nothing logical about this situation. He treated her like crap when she talked to him. He flipped it over. He flipped it on her. He's manipulative at best. He's manipulative. There's no reason to continue this. There's so many of these relationship stories where these people simply do not deserve to be in a relationship. Let me know what you think about this one. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and share. We have another entitled mother-in-law story. I don't know why this is just popping up in my feed. Maybe because my Reddit now knows I like these stories, but they're not all in the like mother-in-law subreddit. This one's posted in the entitled people subreddit. She says, entitled mother-in-law asks for help with rent. Gets mad we only offered 50% because I'm rich enough to pay it all. The gall and the audacity, like literally why you think your daughter-in-law is paying your rent is beyond me. But that's why this is called entitled people for the subreddit. She says, I am 32 years old and I'm married to my husband who's 34, and we are doing okay financially. I earned about 3 times more than my husband, mostly because I come from a well-off family and have a good job. My husband has 2 siblings, but we are the most financially stable among them. Last week, my mother-in-law called me directly and started complaining about how her rent was long overdue. She said she couldn't meet up with it and asked if I could help her out. I told her politely that I would speak to her son, my husband, and get back to her. Later that evening, I and my husband discussed it and agreed to assist her with 50% of the rent from our joint account. So immediately after the discussion right there, my husband called her and told her know that she would get half of the rent from us. All right, so now she knows she's getting half of the rent. Her response, why only 50%? I'm going to speak with your wife. Then she hung up on him. What? This is funny. Next thing I know, she calls me pretending like my husband hadn't just spoken to her and goes, what about what I told you concerning my rent? You said you would get back to me. I told her, my husband has already told you that you will be getting half of the rent from us. Her tone immediately changed. Just half? Why? I calmly explained, that's what we're able to give right now. Then she said, but you're more rich. If you were a good daughter-in-law, you would have given me the full amount. You can afford it. At that point, I suggested maybe she should ask her other 2 kids to help cover the rest. Her reply, no, they're not rich, but you are rich. I just hang off the phone. Okay, she hung up on the mother-in-law. This is the reason why you do not discuss finances. Do not talk about how much money you make. Just keep that really close to your chest. Because why does this mother-in-law know how much money she makes and that she's flush with cash? This is absolutely inappropriate, and this is the reason why. Just take this as a sign. If you're successful, if you are making it, you are doing very well. Do not talk numbers. Be like, I'm doing okay. I'm comfortable right now. Always keep it very vague. Like literally do not clue people in on what you're doing, how you're living. Don't be extra flashy. I mean, you could do what you want. Obviously, anybody's going to do what you want. But then this, you could be that person that people, or bring. Yeah, who brings? Like, where did I do that? Like, so many people probably do not understand why I just did that. Bring. I'm literally telling off on my age, but there is no reason that people should think that you are the bank, that you're the one. It's not even the bank because you're not even going to give it back. That you're the one to come to when it's time to ask for some money. Don't even, look poor. Look poorer than you really are. Don't let anybody in because times are hard. You need to save that money. You don't know what's going to happen in this economy. It's hard out there. Fro says I would give her 0. She gets to control her money. You get to control yours. John Denver said, if you were a good mother-in-law, you wouldn't be begging me for rent money. Clint says, oh shit. JB says, it's a demand, not even an ask. I feel you. My brothers were the same. I need X, Y, and Z because I'm broke. Here's my PayPal. Thanks. Oh no, you have it. I do. I worked hard and every day. That's how it works. Mine, not yours. Then nothing for a while. Then again, I just blocked them for a while. Then it stopped mostly anyway. Yeah, sometimes you do just have to block these people. Semi says, perfect reply. Her being rude when getting 50% off her rent is more than suspicious. Trust me, if someone was helping me with 50% of my rent, I would be doing a little dance. I would be thanking them. Thank you so much. I totally appreciate it. Times get hard. You get what you get. If people have it to give and they give it to you, you say, thank you for helping me out. I do appreciate it. I'll get it back to you. Well, I would say that. I would get it back to you as soon as I can. This is a good point. AppSync says, I bet it's one of her other kids that needs the money. That's a great point. Cardinal says, ain't that always the story? Mother-in-law's giving the money to her other kids on the side because they need it. And that's why she doesn't have the money to pay her rent. RFL says, ha ha ha, my mother-in-law did this, asked my partner for money knowing I had it, lied, and actually gave it to her other child. That's totally valid. This could be happening. Cat Lady Club says, my husband and his brother were sending his mom money every month. They stopped when they found out she was giving it to the granddaughter. They still help her, but they pay directly for her or they buy what she needs. No more free money. Dead Boy says, dad had to stop this too because brother got used to dad always paying X bills. Cardinal says, gross. Ooh, this is diabolical. Remarkable Code says, my friend's youngest brother would go on vacation, then ask their mother for money for his rent. Then her mother would be short on paying her bills and ask my friend for money. She confronted and said, you would not be short if you did not give it to the brother. My friend says she stopped asking her for money. Cardinal says, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And DSJ says, my grandmother did that to me once. And when I found out about it, I promised myself never again. This whole thing with money and family can get quite messy. This is the reason why some people do not give money to family, because it can get shady like this. This is a hot mess. This is why you don't do this type of thing, because you don't know if people are actually in need or if it's somebody else that's being irresponsible and you're funding their situation and not knowing it. This goes to integrity. This is all kind of effed up, and I don't like this type of thing. But join the conversation. Let me know what you think about this entitled people subreddit. I'm going to join this subreddit because I think that this is right up my alley and our alley. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.